Yeah, I'm Dave Sheik, third generation maple producer coming from the Finger Lakes and between Penn Yan and Geneva. Made maple syrup pretty much all my life. It was for a long time just my out of control hobby, but now that I've retired, it's just out of control. So we moved to the Penn Yan area about 90 years ago. Our family did, and immediately started making syrup on our farm, and for the most part we've made syrup every year since. There were a couple of years we missed, but most every year we've made syrup there, and I've expanded the business since I took over, and now I work closely with the New York State maple producers and manage the booth at the state fair. Our current farm is around 200 acres. We're doing about 3,000 taps now with the maple. Some are on our farm, and then I lease some others from other farmers. Well, we try to carry a full range of maple products, everything from syrup to maple dog biscuits. We try to have a good variety of everything for people. When I took over our business, we were metal cans. That was the way most people packed it. And about the time I started, plastic started becoming more popular. And we started using plastic because it was more economical to do so. We've always had a little bit of glass too, but recently more people are switching back from plastic to glass. You know, they can at least put those things in the recycle bin and things like that. It keeps a little longer in the glass. About 20 years ago we got into some of the fancy glass bottles, which work well for gifts. And we'll get a few people who come up just to look at the glass, and it's a kind of a hook to get them to the table. I do the wooden block on those for the gift block. If I make the block myself, yeah. This one I do year-round, and the windmill's closed right now. So it's pretty much a full-time job for me now. I usually start Sundays figuring out what I've got to get ready for the following week. And from my house to get here, it's about a 3:45 start. That's probably the hardest part about finding help, is to find somebody who wants to get up at that hour on the weekends. Maple is pretty basic as far as getting it from the tree into a product like syrup. It's just a matter of removing the water out of the sap. It takes a lot of sap to make syrup. Around 45 gallons of sap make 1 gallon of syrup. So all of that has to be removed, and there's a couple of different ways we do it. Boiling is the most basic, just changing the water to steam and evaporating it off. However, a lot of people use reverse osmosis, which is forcing the sap through an extremely fine filter under high pressure. Water molecules can get through the filter, but the sugar molecules that are in the sap can't. So we can take up to 3/4 of the water out of the sap before we start boiling. It saves us a lot of energy, a lot of firewood or oil or whatever you're boiling. We have reverse osmosis. I have an older machine, so I don't take as much water out as some, but most any producer now of any size uses reverse osmosis. It's more economical to go that way. Some of the other products, it's all how much water you take out. If you have syrup and take a little more water out of the syrup, you'll get the maple cream. If you take a little more water than that out, you'll get the candy, or maple sugar as we call it. And if you take all the water out, you're left with just the sugar. We've been coming here to the market around 25 years, so we've got a pretty good following that know to find us here. It's worked out well for us. Probably late 80s, I'm guessing, we started here. Grandfather, father, myself. We carry some of the value-added products that I get through the State Maple Producers Association, like maple coffee and tea. We try to have a big variety, and once the pandemic's over, maybe we can get back to sampling some of them too. So